Hi, this is Mike Rougeau from Combo.com. I'm speaking with Ed Stern. And what do you do at Splash Damage?
I'm the lead writer on Brink, which we're making here, as we see behind us.
So we are. Alright, so I wanted to ask you first about, I got a chance to play it.
Cool.
It felt great. It felt very intuitive, very fluid, very smooth.
Awesome.
So I wanted to ask you about the SMART movement.
Yep.
Which stands for
Smooth movement across random terrain. And it's been something we've been trying to fix in shooters for years now. It's like, they look great, but we're still moving. The phrase we keep using is, it's like a roller skate on a fridge on roller skates.
Yep.
Even though you've got this huge, beautifully animated character, you're still kind of around the place, and you'll get to a wall that high and just kind of butt up against it, and that's all you can do, which is crazy. I'm a fat guy, I can get over a wall that high. If someone's shooting at me, I can definitely get over a wall that high.
Yeah, I bet.
So what SMART does is it just means we didn't want to have a really complex series of button pushes to trigger certain climbing or vaulting or mantling animations. We wanted to automate all that stuff. So it's not an autopilot. What SMART does is if you just hold down sprint, which we've got bound to L2 at the moment, and move towards it, if you can make that jump, you can. You'll just automatically take one hand off your gun and you'll kind of vault over it or mantle, whatever it is. And you've seen how it is, like the first couple of goes, it's like, okay, oh wait, this is easy. It's not playing the game for you. If you want to actually do all the jumps yourself, you can do that. But it does mean, like, we found that we go and play other games that don't have it. It's like, oh wow, I'm just butting into things the whole time. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm like, if you walk into a room and there's a table there, you don't immediately collide with the table. You could jump onto it if you want to, you can move around it. It's all about getting players good at playing the game, not getting good at using our interface, because that's a bad use of their time and patience.
Absolutely. One good example, I was up on a high ledge and I sort of made a leaping jump, and I was holding an L2 button. There was another ledge with a railing. I wasn't expecting to be able to get over it, and my character hit the edge and grabbed on intuitively to that rail and vaulted over it. And I thought that was excellent. I thought that was pretty unique.
That does kind of depend on what body type you are. I mean, that's one of the big changes. We've got a huge amount of customization in the game. We really wanted to have the same degree of attachments to the player avatar that people get in an MMORPG. So we've kind of got an RPG depth of customization in an online shooter, which I think is a first. One of the things you can unlock, some of it's kind of cosmetic or aesthetic, but some things really affect the way you play. So you default to the medium body type. So it's a kind of good balance of agility and health. But you could unlock the heavy body type, which doesn't have as much agility. You won't be able to make the really high jumps like that, but you've got way more health and you've got access to the heavier weapons, like huge, great machine guns. Or you unlock the agile body type, who's got way more agility, he moves faster, can make these jumps, can make these vaults, but it's got hardly any health. And the whole point of this is to add replay value, because we've played some really good games where once you played them, there is no reason to go do that again. Like, the same guy's going to come around the same corner, chuck the same grenade, it's all scripted. All our games work out differently because they're all based on multiplayer. They're all really unpredictable. Like our first game, Wolfenstein Enemy Territory, that's still kind of in the top 6 most played multiplayer games. It's had 500 million games played and no two have been alike. And that's really what we want to bring. It's like, okay, well, I played this map before. Oh, well, I only played it from this side. Oh, I only played as medic. Oh, wow, now I can play it as a different class and a different body type. So hopefully there's always something new to do. There's always something new to master. For instance, like if you play through the single player storyline, you play through the Resistance first, maybe, or then the security storyline. There's a good, satisfying, full-length kind of story, narrative-driven campaign to go through. But even if you do both of their campaigns, you still won't reach the level cap. There's still like, oh, wow, there's way more abilities I can unlock. Maybe there's new body types I can unlock. There's always a reason to go back and do something different.
Right, I was going to ask about the customization actually, because that was one of the things that I picked up on when I got to play it. There's the weapon customization, there's skill and ability customization, then there's appearance customization where everything from the different models of beards, you can change the color, etc. And one of the things that struck me was that for the ability unlocking, it's not sort of a linear, like you get to level 15 and you unlock a new scope or something. You unlock credits as you gain experience, which you can spend on different things.
So how do you want to spend it, basically? So yeah, some stuff is like, well, I said the outfits are kind of aesthetic, but they're quite important. If you see somebody and they've unlocked a really high-level outfit, you know they are a bad enemy. You do not want to be like firing that guy from range, because he's going to find you and he's going to kill you. But if he's on your team, it's like, well, there's a guy, he's clearly been playing the game for a long time, cool, maybe I'll hang around near him. But there are some things that really do affect gameplay, like the abilities you were mentioning, and it really is down to the player what they want to do with that. We want to make the choices important without, make them significant without actually forcing the player to keep them. So we're going to have a system. We're still playing it. We're only alpha at the moment, I should say. So, like, it's looking kind of nice, but we've still got plenty of way to go in terms of, like, tightening that up and fixing bugs. Some of the abilities you can unlock really do change the way you play. Like some of the things, for example, we've got this kind of combat intuition sense.
I was going to ask you about combat intuition, actually. It sounded awesome.
Well, I mean, like, on paper, I think it sounds like not a great idea. What it means is, if an enemy player has you in their sights, you will get a little thing on your HUD saying, oh, over there, there's a guy over there. And that sounds like that would just strip all the skill out of the game, but it doesn't. It just means you've got that split second to react. You duck or your turn. You're going to take some hits, but you know they're coming. There's something more you can do about it. Then you know when you're playing the game, you're lining up on a guy, and suddenly he spins around. He's like, he sensed you're there because he's earned that unlock.
Yeah, it sounds excellent. So last thing I wanted to ask you about, I was wondering if you could reveal any more plot details about sort of the arc, the city that they're living in the campaign.
We want to keep that under wraps for the time being. We're rather unfairly, we're showing off a level of the game here that isn't actually part of the Resistance storyline. It's a kind of extra unlockable what-if scenario. But just a word about backstory and so on. I'm the writer on the game, like that kind of stuff's important to me. I played BioShock as slowly as possible because I know they put the work into creating this beautiful world, and the environment is the best storytelling medium we've got. The last thing we want is an NPC saying, stop playing this game you have paid for and let me tell you about how this place used to be. That is a terrible way of telling a story. But if you build all that into the environment and you see the story of this place, you look around and go, oh wow, this place looked like it, it looked nice when it started off, but it's kind of rusting and falling to pieces. That tells the story much more eloquently than some kind of canned cutscene or cinematic or stuff. So if you're interested in that, it will unfold. If you're interested in working out, you see things from the Resistance point of view, and then you see it from the security point of view, and surprise, surprise, they don't get told the same things about what's going on. And it's something that really irks me in games, is when everyone's just unanimous about what's going on. Yep, we're the good guys, they're the bad guys, that's an end to it. So, well, hang on, real life isn't like that. In the real world, no two people agree completely about what's going on, whose fault it is, and what you can do about it. Why should games be any more kind of simple-minded, than that? Even though it's a shooter, even though you can just run around shooting people in the face, why not have that depth of storyline as well? But it is optional. If you're not interested in that, you can just run around shooting people. That's absolutely awesome. We would be delighted to have you playing the game as well.
Excellent. Well, it felt great while I was playing. It felt very fluid, and I'm very impressed for an alpha build. Thank you very much for talking with us.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, no problem. Again, this is Mike from Combo.com, and that was Brink. Thank you.